Yeah, hey guys. I have my equipment here which I want to connect to my system using a DIEU EW um, serial to Ethernet converter. So I have this converter with me. It's an 8-port converter, and here you go. And I would actually want to ensure that whatever data I'm receiving from my survey equipment, the equipment I'm using is actually a serial equipment. It's here. It's a hemisphere GPS, a directional GPS. So I'm actually keeping it by the window so that I can get data from satellite. I don't have to go outside. So basically, my this is the power to the top side of the hemisphere. It's connected over here, and then this is the antenna cable, and here are my two ports. This is port 1, and then this is port 2, port A, port B, and this is my serial cable. Just a minute. So this my serial cable is over here. Okay, so yeah, so this is my serial cable. It's a male cable, yeah, a 9-pin. So I want to ensure that data from here gets to my PC, and also I can also send this out as LAN to other systems. So basically, the essence of getting this is that when data come in here from this cable, it gets to a splitter. From the splitter, I could pick it up to my device, my system, and to other different systems. But for now, the splitter is not available. What we have here is just my system, the converter, and then the cable. All right. So this has actually been giving us a little hard time because, all right. So this is it. This is the cable. Okay. And things should be a Cat 5 cable. Just a minute. I think it's about a Cat 5 cable. Okay, whatever it is. So this is it, and yeah. So I'm into surveying. I'm not into cables. So pardon me. So basically, I connect the converter's power cable, which is here. Converter power cable gets here, and there's power on the system. There's power on the there's power in the top side of the GPS. So first of all, I'm connecting my serial. My serial gets into the port B, which data goes out. Okay, goes into the port B, where data goes out. Okay, to ensure it's properly tightly connected. All right. Okay. So it's actually tightly fitted. Sorry about that. So it's actually fitted. Then these guys, to set up this guy now, the first thing I have to do is connect it to my PC. It's connected all the way down to my PC, where I have my LAN port. All right, it's into my LAN port, and then they start blinking that there's a connection. Connection has been established. So I'm going to check my PC. It's already configured. Come to all the way to my network. All right. Then all the way this way. Change adapter settings, and then Ethernet connections, properties. Okay. So I have to ensure now this top side is 192.168.2.1. So when I come to my PC, I'm going to step it up by extra one. It's going to be 192.168.2.2, and then my subnet mask is 255.255.255.0, and all the other connection. That's just all you have to do, just down here. and you're okay, and you're good to go. Close. So when that is established, the next thing you have to do is to go to your web browser. It could be Chrome, preferably Chrome or Firefox. Just enter the IP address 192.168.2, pardon me, 192.168.2.2.1, and then okay. So it comes up with a username and password, which will be given to you depending on if you're using a Moxa, that's an endport Moxa. If you're using a HSW, the password will be given to you. So this has a password admin. You're like okay, then okay. So it opens up to its web interface. So on the web interface, if you look at this, is basically the configuration you need. This comes automatically on its own. So I'll check network, ensure it's on static mode 192.168.2 and 255, and the IP address is good. This is disabled or disabled. That's for this company and for this piece of equipment. Okay, and then port configuration. I actually don't have to. I actually don't come to port configuration. I go to basic, status, under status. So under status, this is where you do your configuration for the different ports. Now, if you have an equipment who is having a baud rate of 19200 or 11500 or 4800 or 2400 or 19600, all you do is just come here, set it up here, and here 19600 or 1200 or 1800 or 2400 or 9600, all right. So the GPS comes with a baud rate of 19200. So I'm actually going to set up two ports. That's port 1, which is 19200. Okay, so I'll just set it up again, port 1 19200, and then I'll just say apply. Then it's ask, want to reboot? Yes. Okay, just apply, and then save and reboot, then apply. So you just have to wait. It counts down. When it's done counting down, so while it's counting down, we go to the software that that creates a virtual interface between the system and the converter that causes an interaction between the IP address and the port. So that's the software. I think for me the best software I've used is the EZVSP. It's like one of the best software I've seen, and it's free. And also the USRVCOM is also quite free. Okay, it's done. So go back again and check that your settings are okay. So my settings here, status for port 1 and port 5, 19200, 8-bit, non-parity, RS232. Alright, everything is looking good. So I could just close this up. Close. So I have the software already installed. The soft copy of the software already installed. So I'll come here. What the hell is the software? Okay, yeah, that's it. Alright, so this is interface of the software. So I have already created some of the COM ports already. Give me a minute. So the COM ports have already been created already. So now to create the COM port is quite simple. All you just have to do is follow the instruction on the screen. I want to create another COM port. Just create the COM ports. Create this COM port 9. Create COM port 9. Don't forget I have 8 ports. So just create COM port 9. TCP client. TCP server. So I'm using TCP client. And then the ports, the host port, you can get it from here. From back here. So I'm going to put in my 192.168.200 and then password. Okay, so now look at the port configuration. This is very crucial. So it's on TCP server mode. The baud rate is 19200. Don't forget your port. So each each port, each COM has different port, different TCP ports. So port 1, which is COM1, has 504. Port 4 has an increment of 1, which is 5007. Port 6, another increment again, 5009. So it all goes extra 1. So port 1 is 5004, port 2 is 5005, port 3 5006. They just keep increasing by 1. Alright, so ensure that's very important. They have to match. So you come here, create port. So let's say for instance we are creating, I'm going to delete port 8, deleting port 8, delete port 8, yep, delete. Okay, so deleting port 8, and I'm creating port 8 again. So create port. Alright, so I'm creating port 8. If you cannot find your port, all you just have to do is to click on use physical port. So create port 8, comment, leave comment blank, come here to here, come to this point, add your IP address 192.168.2.1, and then your port is going to be 5011. Why is it 5011? Look at this: 5004, 5005, 5006, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I have 5011. So that's it, and you can now create your port. Create port. So you create your port. So it's loading, creating port, and then COM8 is now working. It's valid. So now you have to confirm that you have your port online. So come to Windows X, Windows plus X device, click on Device Manager. So under Device Manager, you should find all your COMs that you've created. All the virtual COMs are available. So all the virtual COMs corresponds with this guy. This is COM1, COM1, COM2, COM3, COM4, COM5, COM6, COM7, COM8. So all virtual ports should correspond. COM1, COM2, COM3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you ensure that they are all corresponding, they are fine. So that being as it is, then I have to now establish connection. To establish connection, I'm going to pick up the other end of my cable. This is the other end of my cable that comes from the top side of my equipment. Don't forget, my equipment is a GPS used for marine survey, hydrographic survey. So it streams out positional data through the port, through the serial cable to this guy. So for good and clean data, I choose to use the serial to LAN converter, and you have seamless flow using a LAN cable than using a serial or USB cable for our jobs. So I'm going to connect this to, let's say, I think I'll do COM3. I configured, don't forget, I'm running on 19200, and there are only 2 ports I configured. That's COM1 and COM5 on 19200. I'm going to confirm that for you. So this is going to go into COM1. Ensure that the pins match. So this is going to COM1. Okay. Don't forget, I said COM1 was configured and COM5 was configured. So how do I know? Let's go back. And don't forget, my data is on 19200. That's my baud rate. So 19. Okay. So we go to basic. Don't forget basic status. So under status, you see 19200 for COM1, 19200 for COM5. All right. So that's it. So those are the 2 ports that we configured. So let's see. So I'm going to ping with terminal. With terminal, this hyperterminal. So hyperterminal is used to ping COM ports to check if the data is streaming properly. So COM5, there's no data coming from COM5. I'm going to change this to COM1. COM1. So if you look at this, when once I put up data on COM1, this would automatically populate. The virtual port setup would automatically set up itself. So COM1, 19200, and then start. So when I start, so it's actually receiving data. Data is coming in. Good data is coming in. So all my data, it's fine. And then look at this is populated and it's okay. So it's actually for COM1. So now data is fine coming for COM1 and everything is all good. Okay. So I could stop and then I will switch it over to COM5, which was already configured by me. Don't forget it's on 19200. I'm taking it to COM5. COM5 is above up here. So COM5 is here. Okay, so that's COM5. I'm going to change this up to COM5, then 19200. Then let's watch. COM5. Data is good. Okay. Close. Let me close it then. Reload terminal again. Terminal. Go to terminal. Okay. Okay, terminal. So COM5. This is COM3, not COM5. That's why I didn't have data. This is COM3. Sorry. So this is going off here to COM5. This goes to COM5. So then I'm looking at this and there you go. So COM5 data comes in on COM5 clean and clear. And the same thing is here. So COM5 is good and all good. All right. So so and then that's all of it. So I'm going to do a quick sketch on. So I'm closing all of this and all the comports are all gone. So I'm going to do a very quick sketch. Let me use a sniping tool. No. Look, I'm going to use paint. So our plan is that we this is our I'm gonna use a black. Alright, so come just a minute. So that's a GPS. No, that's a GPS. That's a GPS. You know, that's my GPS. Then you have some satellites in space. So this is my GPS here. So I'm gonna call this GPS. Alright. Capital letters GPS. Okay. Okay, so that's my GPS. So my GPS actually is going to be sending data to the top side. Alright, sends to the top side. Then I'm going to use a connection to connect it to the 8-port muxer. Alright, so this is my 8-port muxer. So this is going to be a serial cable here. So I'm going to do this serial. There's a serial connection over here. Alright, so the serial connection connects it to sorry. So the serial connection takes it this way to receive GPS signal to the top side. Is a top unit. The top unit, okay? Top unit of the GPS. GPS. at the top end of the GPS, so it sends signal to the serial 8 port. Now the serial 8 port gets a cable that goes to a split unit. That's the plan. All right. So from the split unit, we take from here take from there to just a minute. Take from there to laptop 1, and then laptop 2, and then laptop 3. So this goes from here to laptop 1, laptop 2, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So that's the essence. So this is going to be a split. So my this is Ethernet LAN in, and then it's going to be LAN out. So this is exactly our plan. So for now, I've been able to pick it up from here to laptop 1, which is what you just saw today, using the IP address 192.168.2.1. That's the server IP address on port 5008 for COM5. Okay. All right, that's for COM5, and that's the IP address, the baud rate. All right, for COM5. Okay. Then don't forget, within the system you have 192.168.2.2, and then you have subnets to be 255.255.255.0. Okay, that's for the system. So the next one is going to be 192.168.2, I believe, .3, and then 255. I haven't tried it yet, so we're going to try this out. So this is basically the reason we are trying to use this guy to receive serial signals and send it out as LAN. So I believe this is quite simple, straightforward, and easy for anyone. Thank you so much. So in case you need the software, it's very, very available. Okay, so the software is very, very available. Just send me a ping to my email address and you get it. All right.